What's good, and welcome to the Hip Hop Society. Fantastic to have you on the show.
Thank you for
agreeing to come on and share your story as an artist. Before I start, I want to let everybody know, never shorten this lady's name because you'll see flames. I called her XX the other day and she was like, listen, it's XXC Legacy, get it right or don't get it at all. So make sure to get that right. Thank you, welcome, and it's fantastic to have you.
Shout out.
So if we start at the beginning of your career, you launched yourself onto the scene with a chilling rendition of Hips Don't Lie by Shakira. Not long after you released that, it got some attention online, and then you decided you were only 17 to take the stage at Pubby's open mic session where you performed your first time getting on stage. Tell us how you managed to capture that moment, your first time on stage as an independent artist. It's surreal. We've all had our first times on stage and we know the angst that comes with it. Tell us how you managed to capture that moment.
So with that whole Disney Channel opening, my aunt was working for YFM. And at that time, there was like that whole Disney Channel opening, so forth. I was already playing the violin at the age of 4 because I had an interest in music and my mom could pick it up at a young age, which I'm grateful for because most parents pick up their kids' talent like at a later stage in life. So my mom realized that this is a musician.
There's something there.
So at the YFM thing, I think, because they were like, no, go on. There were kids that were performing and so forth. And my mom was like, go on stage. And I wasn't shy, but I just didn't know what was going on. So I was like, okay, I want to perform this song. And they were like, no, go perform it a cappella. A 7-year-old doesn't know what a cappella is. I'm like, girl, what the hell are you talking about? I was like, okay, let me do it. And I feel like, if you saw in the video, I was very nervous. I was rubbing the microphone. But then as soon as people started like
cheering you and like bigging you up,
I started
letting loose and getting into the performance.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so I feel like since a young age, I've always been been able to perform in front of a crowd, and I've always been able to be in front of a large audience or small audience, and fear never really got unlocked as well.
That's interesting. That's good because I speak to a couple rappers along the way, and they all tell me that like that angst of getting on stage, they don't know how the audience is going to receive them, but it's awesome to speak to someone who's just you've never really felt that. You've always felt comfortable on the stage,
I get
like
nervous,
you're meant to be
the
there.
day before.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, okay.
Yeah, that's natural.
I'm
At least there's a little nerves. I was starting to worry. Sure, right.
But
that's amazing. And you've mentioned that you've always been musically inclined, right?
Yeah.
So with your prowess on the piano, your capacity for the clarinet, and like you said, you've been playing the violin since you were 4 years old.
I stopped though.
Yeah, that's fine. We all move on. I did drums when I was younger. I stopped, but was this talent seems to be embedded in your genes? And what I want to know is this hereditary? Like, is it passed on from your parents? Were your parents musically inclined, or are you the first of the family to like actually see? Hold on, she knows what she's doing when it comes to the music stuff.
I think I must say, in terms of my family, I'm really the black sheep.
Is it?
Like, I'm literally the black sheep. The way I say I can get music from is from my uncle and my mom. My mom just loved listening to different types of music, from Erykah Badu to Bob Marley to Sipa Hot Sticks. She would just infuse different genres and play everything because she loved listening to music.
For sure.
And then with my uncle, he was a pianist and he was a singer as well. And I was staying with my aunt and uncle at the time, but everyone in the whole family is in business, like BCom, accounting, law, everything is just BCom. And I also do love BCom, but I think I'm the only one that was like, fuck this
creative.
shit.
You're going creative.
Do music full time.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. How's it been going, eh?
Yeah, it's a struggle,
it's a hustle, eh?
You gotta make things happen.
100%. You're only moving up, and you can see that. Like, even I haven't been following you for many years, but over the last couple months, seeing your come up, and you can post a tweet on Twitter and you kick up a storm. Tell us about what happened last night.
Oh gosh, last night was a mess. So
Yeah.
I was in a prayer group with shout out to my boy T-Zac. He's a producer, and I think he's like 2-3 years younger than me. So, but every night we pray in the AMs, and we have Bible study. So we started talking about how the earth is flat based on certain Bible scriptures.
Flat?
So yeah, in my opinion, okay, it's a sphere somehow. So we spoke about it, and yeah, we put it on the timeline. And I'm like, okay, if I quote this, I know it's gonna have engagement and so forth. But let's go, despite what people are gonna say.
Yeah.
As soon as I did it, I didn't even wait an hour. It's 100,000 tweets. I said,
Yeah.
people are engaging. What the hell, girl? I still said, I will stand by my word. The earth is flat, please. And I continued and continued.
That's amazing. Like I said to before the show, I was like, whether it was a marketing strategy or what she cooked last night, guys, the engagement she got, I went on my Twitter and I saw her story, and I was like, what is going on here? I'm going to have something to talk about tomorrow. That's amazing. But yeah, so it's awesome. So it's amazing to see how you've gone with your passion. You said, I want to take this music career on, and you've done it, and people are tuning in to listen to you, to engage with you. And yeah, it's just amazing to see, and it's inspirational for, I'm sure, many rappers that are watching, or up and coming artists looking, how do I get myself into the industry? You just got to back yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
And if you know you got it, you got it. And it's about how you move and make the song, put it out there.
Yeah.
But there's a lot more to just making music. The business side, like you said, your family's BCom orientated. So it's good that you have people in your corner that can understand the business of the industry and how people move, because there are a lot of snakes in the industry.
Too much.
Too much. You spent the first couple of years as an independent artist navigating the industry, hustling through sets, gigs, studio time, before you signed a record deal with a certain label in 2020. What was your experience navigating as an independent, and then the moments leading up to when you managed to connect with the label? Was it a song that maybe went viral, got a hit, or did you seek them out and present your music to them?
So at the time, an older brother, like in the streets, not blood brother, but like a brother that was in the streets for me, was working with a certain label. And then from then he was like, you know what, let me try and present your music for you, because I'm an A&R there.
Sure.
And he did so, and then going forth, I was distributing my music up until I signed deal with them for my album. So there's a difference between signing a record deal where you as an artist are, bound to a contract and bound to something, but I signed my album with them. And it was for a certain period of time and so forth. I must say, yes, it did help me with playlisting and DSPs and so forth. But I mean, there's only so much a record label can take from you and give you as well. And it's more of what they can take than more of what they can give. Yeah. And I feel like with creators, they are afraid to ask questions, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's important that if I'm an artist, yes, in my course in varsity I did law, but the law that I did is not the same law that is in the contract of music. So I have to pick up the phone and be like, guys, does this contract make sense? And
is it favorable?
They're saying no, it doesn't work in your favor, then I will not sign it. So
I think
it's just based on making sure that you understand what is good for you and what's not good for you. And if something doesn't work in my favor, I will not sign it. So
I respect that, because I think what happens is a lot of rappers will be presented, and then they've got the contract, and they're like, oh my god, I'm signed now. There's a there's a label that's looking, and then they don't read the fine print, and next minute you sign away your whole publishing, all your masters, and they give you 200K. You don't know that 200K has to be paid back to the label. It's not for you to put down a deposit on the house, So there's a lot of those small little terms and conditions that labels like to sneak into contracts that us as artists, we just have to have our wits about us. And like you said, pick up the phone, call a lawyer. It might cost you a day's lawyer's fee, but it will be worth it because then you understand exactly what you're getting out of the contract and exactly where does this favor me and where doesn't this favor me. And also one thing, like you mentioned, ask questions. Rappers have to negotiate because it's not like if a label's offering you 200K, they could probably make 2 million off you. So they're not going to offer you 200K if they don't think they can make any. So the fact that you're getting an offer on the table means that you bring value to the table, and you must understand where your value is and where you can leverage that. So don't be quick to sign, but don't be quick to decline either, because it could work. And I'm sure working with them, I'm sure they helped you a lot, like you said, with DSPs and admin and getting signed up to Samro and all of
that's stuff that you need to do research on by yourself.
So I did that on myself, but a lot of rappers don't know about the admin that comes with just distributing music. It's not simple as upload to Spotify. You know what I mean? There's a DSP, you got to sign up, you got to pay someone, you got to make sure everything's copyrighted. So yeah, and since you signed, I think you mentioned you're not with the label anymore.
Yeah.
Have you gone back to being an independent artist, or?
So, like I said, I've always been an independent artist.
Yes, you only signed.
My album was signed. But,
Okay.
Currently, I'm distributing with Afrocore underneath Silver Mercy.
Okay, and they've been good to you?
Absolutely.
Shout out to them.
I'm in the right hands because it is someone that I've been, I don't know if you call it, if he's my shadow or I'm his shadow or whatever you call it.
I think you stand side by side.
Yeah, like
nobody's shadowing anybody.
He shadows me.
Okay.
So yeah, he shadows me. So I'm underneath his wing, and I feel like I'm in the right hands because
So he's like your mentor, sort of showing you the ropes, how to maneuver, where you
everything in my life.
That's amazing. Shout out to him, eh? Shout out to him. And so that's more of the admin side of your craft, the record labels.
Yeah.
And let's move more on to your mechanics, your ability to blend 90s hip hop style with modern sounds, coupled with your catchy hooks and your smooth flows. It's enticing to the ear, I must say. And it speaks a lot for the fan base you're building, because you seem to have a loyal fan base who really mess with your stuff and not just jumping on trends. They really like what XXC has to offer. And I spoke to Stogie, and he told me that practicing is a big part of how you perfect your flow and your cadence and being so crisp on the mic. Where does XXC Legacy go when refining her craft? Who do you listen to? Are there those artists that you like tap into to get like a little tip when they're releasing new music? I see how they schemed that little catchy phrase, and you just who are those artists that you pick up from?
So I listen to quite a lot of artists, and my mind works in a completely different way. I can get inspiration from anything. Like example, I could listen to Claude Debussy right now, and he's a Renaissance pianist back in the days. I could listen to his song, and I'm like, okay, I heard the cadence of this, I like it. I'm gonna try and
blend it into my style.
So my mind works very, very, very strange. But I do listen to certain artists, not most modern ones, but mainly old school artists like your Blackstreet, your Foxy Brown, your TLCs, your Erica Badu's. That's the type of sound that I listen to.
Yeah, those are some amazing artists like Erica. She's a legend of the game,
Definitely.
So it's interesting to hear. Like, there's this whole like stigma of the new wave, and the new wave don't really pay homage to the old goats, and they're not really in touch with where the music came from. But I suppose if we sit here with someone part of the new wave, she knows exactly like who to tap into. And I'm not saying there's a right and wrong answer, but to tap into. But it's nice to know that the old music still carries well and makes an impact on new sounds. And that's the best thing we can do, is infuse where the music came from and just change it up, change the lane a bit, and create something fresh for the ear, Which is
I
awesome.
don't want to lie,
Why would you?
In my music, and rap and sing about things that don't mean to me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to speak about love and heartbreak and what I'm going through. And if the 90s beats give me some nostalgic feeling, then I'll definitely use
Yeah,
it.
100%, 100%. That's awesome. Always like speak your truth. There's
For sure.
so many rappers that cap on the track, and you
Yeah.
can tell when someone's not being authentic. Rapping about diamonds and ice. Meanwhile, we still live at home with our parents.
Eating more bite.
Yeah, exactly. Shopping at the spa. But yeah, so that's amazing, and yeah, so like it's awesome to know that you're studying like I won't say real artist. Everyone's a real artist, but that's dope. Your debut album, you mentioned it a bit earlier, titled End of Days, released last year, 2022, with a standout track called When You Know You Know. Really cool song. I added it to my library.
It's my least favorite song.
Is it?
Yeah.
But it's a really cool song.
It's an advert, basically.
For Cross Trainer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I heard it was inspired by the Cross Trainer partnership. They were releasing a new range of clothing for their line or something along those lines. Share with us your journey as a young African woman navigating the scene, like you mentioned in the song, young black girl, new on the scene, navigating it. I don't know if it's majority male dominated. We are getting our fair share of female rappers coming through. But yeah, you mentioned on the song, going to coast, doing shows to shows, going toe to toe. Tells me that you're not scared of the competition and you're not scared to hold your own. And it's amazing. How has the journey been as an independent young artist, African woman, navigating this crazy world?
You need to have a tough skin.
Yeah.
Like, you need to be ready for whatever. It is not easy at all. Like, nothing is easy. Nothing ever comes to you. I feel like I used to be so frustrated when I used to see certain peers of mine get in the industry, even though I've been working maybe before them, then you get someone that's new that gets on the block and then rises. I used to get so frustrated, and I'm like, but Lord, why am I still behind the scenes? But I realized that the quicker your plate is served, the quicker the dish will finish.
Fire.
You know what I mean?
That's
so
fire.
The longer the process it will take, I feel like it's kind of like an investment. It's longevity for yourself in the industry. So you need to have a thick skin. You need to understand that time is important. Not everyone's timing is the same as yours. And you just need to be consistent in your work. And once you have that and you do it for passion and not for money, blessings will come to you eventually.
For sure. I feel that. And it's something novel I had a couple months ago on the show was talking to me about, and he said the way he holds on to that passion while he works his 9 to 5 is he's authentic when he raps. When he hears a beat, he wants to lay the vocals. He's not just riding a trend. It's not just, like you said, someone coming in the industry, their song can go viral tomorrow because they jumped on the latest mumble rap beat or something. But then as quick as you rise, like you said, you will fall just as quick. So that longevity you mentioned is really important for artists. And I feel that if artists can tap into their authenticity, make the music they want to make and not what people want to hear, people will still listen because people will respect authenticity in music. And people can really hear when you're being truthful to yourself or where you're just trying to fit in or ride a wave or something. So yeah, that's amazing. And that sounds dope. I can't believe you don't like it. Is it just because it was an advert?
I'm very strict on my production.
Yeah.
So I think maybe not necessarily strict, but I'm very shy working with other producers because when you mix and master my vocals, I have a certain way that I want it to be.
You have your vision.
Yeah, I've got a vision for that. And so that time was my first time working with VDK. Shout out to them. They're from Germany. And none of us met. I never met Danger, which is the Lockenville brother, and VDK. We just were all speaking on a video call, all trying to navigate this feature and how we're going to do it. So just the whole process of picking the beats and so forth. And I'm like, okay, I have to write about a concept. It's not like from my heart. I have to write based on my clothing line. What do I want to tell people about this? So yes, I do feel a certain way, but it's business. You know what I mean? So it's just like, oh, okay, there's a concept. Let me use also these taglines. Cool.
I suppose that's also when you yourself, like, so I didn't know all of that coming into the interview. So I like the song, and the song is good, and it sounds nice, and it knocks. But now you see from the artist's perspective, you weren't really feeling that much because it's almost like you were contracted to write a specific, excuse me, to write a specific song.
Yeah.
So that's also the authenticity. Didn't come from inside. It's not like you heard a beat and you're like, oh, I want to put these vocals down.
Yeah.
But it's impressive that you can be contracted to write on a certain concept, and you can still tackle that task and put out something that's really nice to listen to and great piece of music, great art. So respect to you.
Thank you.
Respect. You recently performed at Back to the City. It was that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't there, but I saw videos from your set. Fire. Looked really fire. Not only that, but you posted on Instagram a video where Muesli was giving you your flowers and pegging you to be the next best superstar in the industry. I thought that was a really beautiful moment because a lot of the time the industry doesn't give us a look unless we've been co-signed.
Yeah.
And I think Muesli coming to you and getting on stage and coming to you in front of the whole audience and say, listen, you've been grinding so hard and it's finally paying off. That must have been a really, really awesome moment for you as an artist coming up. How did you capture that moment? Like, how did that feel like?
I feel like with Muesli, I could buy her a house. I could do everything for her. We first started working with the track that we did called Runaway. She was working with my producer, Pistola and a Cut at the time. And Pistola was like, no, let me hit up Muesli and ask for feature and whatever. And I'm like, no, let me do it so that there's longevity.
Comes from you.
And whatever. So I think he did hit her up, but I also still did hit her up. And I was like, please, can I have a song? It took some time, but then eventually I was like, Auntie Moose, please. And then she was like, okay, I like the song. But I didn't get a response from her. Few weeks or days later, I just hear that Muesli jumped on the song and sent it to Pistola, obviously, because he's the producer. And I was like, thank you so much. I was so excited.
That's awesome.
Did a photo shoot. It was like in Hammanskraal, far away. She still traveled to come and shoot the cover art. She still posted and promoted the song. And from then, everything was so authentic, from events, from seeing her at places. She'd always be like, this is my little one, like my little baby. And she's always believed in me. But I feel like, not only because she's genuine, but when you have a spiritual connection with someone. I don't know, like I'm a very strong believer in the Lord, and I feel like the Lord has his people. And since I know that Muesli and I are in the same realm and the same kingdom, it's easy for our spirits to connect before it connects physically.
The energy's on the same frequency. Yeah.
If you want to put it that way, the energy's on the same frequency because we come from the same kingdom. So just her intentions, her heart is very pure and genuine. She's never been lukewarm. She's very straightforward. She's very supportive as well with everything that I do. Even if I say, Auntie Moose, I've got a birthday celebration, she says, say no more. What? Date, time, I'm there.
Yeah, I like
so
that.
For me, that is like it's very real because in the space that we're in, it's hard to find females that actually fucks with each other, you know what I mean? Females always are entitled to beef with each other. Females are always, she's very supportive, and I just feel like if I had to provide things for her, I really would, because she's the sweetest person in the whole world.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, and it's really nice that we do have some artists like that in the industry, because we've been talking about like artists like to gatekeep. I mean, you look at Nicki Minaj and Cardi B when they were beefing, because they were both here in the industry. But like, as two females both up here, you guys should be collaborating, and you guys should not competing, collaborate and put up other female artists. So it's really refreshing to see someone like Muesli recognize talent and give you flowers for where it's due, and also respond to you, because Tyler Linkman was in the seat here before, and he was saying that he said something about like when artists message bigger artists, the bigger artists should respond, because it means a lot. There's value in them passing advice, and there's value in them recognizing, because they were in the same position as us.
Not too long ago. Fact.
You know what I mean? So just because you now made it, or you've now got 500,000 Instagram followers, now we all nothings to you. You know what I mean? So it's really refreshing to hear that Muzi literally extends her arm to you where she can, and really helps put you on, and that's awesome. Shout out to her, honestly. Shout out to her. For real. Music isn't your only medium of creativity, is that fair to say? You also do voiceovers and acting. I know you appeared on MTV's Girl Code.
Girl Code, Guy Code, Gay Code, Lesbian Code, and You Got God.
Yo, how many codes?
All of the codes.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So you see, you seem to have you seem to be very versatile in your craft, and you take every opportunity to grow your portfolio where you've been given. As your music career takes off, do you feel like you want to do more voiceover and acting, or do you want to stick to music?
I feel like being a jack of all trades shouldn't limit you into doing one thing. If I've got the talent, then why would I, there's a bag in voiceovers. So if, please book me. Like, if I can get the opportunity to do voiceovers, or to get a theater gig where I'm acting, or to be casted in a musical, I'll definitely take the opportunity, because it's still in the entertainment industry.
100%. And I suppose that's where we're trying to eat, and that's where we're trying to get our bread. So the more cookie jars you've got your hands in, the better for you. The more cookies in your pocket.
Definitely.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. Before you leave us, I want to ask if you would be happy to give us a little bit of a rendition. You happy? Fantastic.
Let's go.
Let's go. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this episode. Let me know what you thought about the questions and the content we provided you. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Peace out. And I'll catch you on the next video. Fantastic.
Sure.
What shall we do?
I'm waiting for you to call me. I still need your love. It's you. Yeah. It's you. Let's go. I'm trying to get you. Yeah, I'm trying to get you. Yeah, I'm trying to get you. Yeah, I'm trying to get you. Look, say. There's something about this nigga that got me thinking it's different. My girl told me to not go that way, but I didn't listen. Started with me conversations on the stage and dripping, and then he said my number and I know he's on a mission. Say, look, say, I mean we booked for a few weeks. I knocked the nigga's heart. He like that I'm a bad bitch and I'm also really smart. I fake to catching feelings, I should knock it up afar. But niggas like you never ever speak what's in their heart. I never trust these niggas, I know it's kinda sad. He's entertaining many other hoes, I'm getting mad. I really kinda like them and I know it's kinda sad. I do go for the love, but my heart be feeling mad. Look, oh, Jody, Sensei, what shall we do tonight?
That's insane.
Shout out
Shout out to XXC. XXC legacy, you know exactly what you came to see. I want her to let you guys know where they can follow you. Let the people know where they can catch XXC.
I have to use both, right? Okay. You can find me on all digital streaming platforms at XXC Legacy and all social media platforms at XXC_Legacy. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the Hip Hop Society.
You heard it there first. I'll definitely put her socials in the bottom here so you guys can easily access that. Thank you very much for tuning in. Drop a like, share, and comment. Let me know what you loved about the interview. Peace out, and I will catch you on the next one. Fantastic. Shout out to you for putting out. I didn't even notice the XXC on your Crocs.
Can you see? And they